Dear friends, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we'll be going on our DVWA series, or DAM, Vulnerable Web Application, particularly CSRF at high security level. Before we go ahead, if you don't mind, please subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up. This really helps my channel grow. Without further ado, let's switch over to Kali Linux to begin. First of all, we need to go to DVWA Security and submit high level. And then we need to go to CSRF module. So like previous level. And here, this module or this level, this high level can allow us to change credentials. For example, 1, 2, 3 and 1, 2, 3 and change. You can notice as before or as the previous levels, the requests were carried over URL via GET method. So password changed, so we can, for example, 1, 2, 3, or admin, and 1, 2, 3, and login. As you can see, the password for admin user has been updated. And of course, I'd like to change it back to default password. And change. If you capture this URL and paste into notebook for further or detailed analysis, unlike previous level or medium level, this level introduce this key value pair or parameter value pair, user token, and this one. As a matter of fact, you can check this by looking at its source code. Scroll down and you will find this user token. And every time we refresh this page, the value will be different, will be updated. So this can block us from CSRF attack, because every time if we want to modify password, the backend script will check to see whether token matches. Okay, if you don't know about it, we can view its source code. We can make the window to be larger. Okay. So, here we'll set some variables to default values like change. This is this one when we submit request. So if the change is false, not others, and this will not modify or update password. And the request type is HTML, and returned message is this one. So next, here, there is if statement. If the request method is post, and also check to see whether the request has or includes key, content type, server, and content type, and the application supports application and JSON as content type. And if the content type is JSON, and then the data will call this function JSON decode to get its value. Okay, and the request type is JSON, and then we'll check several keys or parameters like user token and password new, password confirmation change, and so on and so forth. However, this application or backend application also supports normal HTML request. But similar to this method, we also will check to see whether the key exists like user, token, password, new password, confirmation password, and then we'll extract or capture the values submitted by user, okay, the token. And if the change is true, as you can see over here, the change is true. Oh, sorry. No. Where is source code? Yes. And then if the change is true, and then we'll do the following steps. And we'll check the token. If the token matches, and then we'll go further, right? And then we'll check to see password matches, okay? And if matches, and then we'll insert new password into a database. And this is the table, users. And we'll close the, the collection. And if the request type is JSON, so, but why we refresh the page, we always get a different token because of this function, generate a session token, okay? And this will, give us a lot of trouble trying to conduct CSRF attack. Unlike before, we must extract this dynamic user token, okay? So how to do? Let me show you in action. And, to make, or, in order to perform CSRF attack at high security level, we must integrate with another vulnerability of DVWA or XSS, okay? XSS DOM. And DOM is, of course, in this video, I will not expand this vulnerability DOM. Unlike reflect or snort, DOM is less to identify. But also, this vulnerability is also very important. Let me show you how to do. To do this, first of all, we need to create the JavaScript code. Yeah, this one. And let me explain this code a bit. So here, sorry, and we'll, initialize the XSML request. We'll just do the asynchronous request. Try to, we need to retrieve the CSRF page, right? Yeah, this page. And so how to do? We need to utilize this XML HTTP request object, okay? Send the, we'll get this page, and then how to the next? We need to utilize the regular expression, this regular expression after we download or get the source code of, response, and then we use this regular expression to match, okay, and to extract a token. And then after we can get this token, and then we'll initialize or we'll trigger a new request, a new XML HTTP request. And this time we can utilize, because just we have seen the application supports both JSON, POST, even the GET method. So for simplicity, even now we have this in the application is using HTTP GET method. Okay, let's go back. And this is the new or malicious request. The token and the new password and the password or confirmation password. And as this request, we need to send it to the target, and then after we can send the request to the target machine, and then the victim's browser will try to of course this code will be downloaded or be fetched by utilizing XSS or cross-site scripting availability. Okay, let me show you. We can save and we can set up the web server. with Python 3. Now let's go to, yes, we go to this XSS DOM, okay? Document oriented. I cannot remember. Yes, I think document object. So I need to, DOM XS. So the DOM, so what DOM means? What DOM? I think should be document, right? Document object model, sorry. Because this this is like so we can utilize the JavaScript to to get the element from this DOM. Okay, so how to do? For example, let's click the button, select, and here we can put the hashtag and script. Here we can put like SC HTTP localhost port number and hi JS. Okay. And if you just hit enter on the keyboard, this will not work. Actually, we need to refresh this page. Oh, we didn't. Sorry about it. Script. Okay. HTTP localhost hi JS. So I think the name of this file is hi JS. Not working because our Python web server didn't receive the request. But don't worry, if you refresh this page, you can see our web server has received a request from the, from the DVWA or the victim's browser. Okay, this simulates a victim. Is, of course, this assumes the application exists XSS vulnerability or DOM-based XSS vulnerability. And then now, if we go back to the CSRF and the test credentials, admin, and the password should be, I think should be 1, 2, 3. We can copy, right? We can copy and paste. Oh, test admin and paste. Login. It does work. So this means we successfully change the password for admin user. Actually, if you go back to DOM and open the inspect of developer 2 and then go to the network. And now we can try to select, okay, and so now script, and it's a source HTTP localhost. This is attacker's machine, okay? Hi JS. Now if you just hit enter, nothing happened because we didn't see any new request. However, if you refresh this page, and you will see, yeah, this one. So now, the victim is trying to download JavaScript code from the attacker's machine. if we go to the terminal, yes, indeed, as before, Python web server has received the request one more time. Okay, so yes, I have to admit, this level requires compilation of two vulnerabilities, not just CSRF vulnerability itself. We need to combine or integrate both XSA's vulnerability and the CSRF vulnerability. Okay, so with that being said, that's pretty much it for this video. I'd like to see you next. Bye. Have a good day, please.